time to test out Namalsk. Whoa, pump action shotgun on the beach, that's not normal. Oh no, and quite a OP backpack right down on the beach as well. So obviously there's still some zoning to do and some putting them items in the right places. Like I should not have a shotgun and a good bag at this stage. Although I have spawned in an unusual location actually, so this could be a one-off chance of having a shotgun and a decent bag, because you usually have to swim across this frozen water to get to here. Now I'm wondering, there's trajectory stones that are either like make or break, because you can turn them into stone knives. You normally find them on this road. Originally they were set too high, and then I set them so low that I think now they're probably impossible to find, but I'll know soon enough. I'm still a bit suspect about the loot. Finding a shotty and a bag like that early on is a bit weird. Even though they're not useful, they've got no ammo, they're damaged to fuck, so you know, they're not very useful. But if they were out of place, though, I've not spawned in that exact location before, which is a bit weird, so benefit of the doubt until I see more strange stuff, I guess. I'm heading on the safe zone and just seeing if it's like much of a hard run to get there, and whether I die on the way just by general walking along. I'm also paying attention to the sleep icon down the bottom right to try and make it so roughly when the game gets dark you've run out of sleep. So it's now like somewhere around midday. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock now, about midday, so I'm looking for that yellow to finish around down to red and flashing by about 4 or 5 p.m, but we'll see. So the server achievements are starting to work in the background. They're just going to build up your reputation with a couple of factions that, but not in a normal sense of just, you don't see the factions, you're just going to end up with AIs and things that treat you differently depending on the rep you get, given the paths you take on those action quests. I wouldn't do this. If I was playing the Namalsk, if I was you, the first thing you should do really is just stop and light a fire in the first building you come to and get warm. But I do know that my mad CFG gameplay config might have cocked up the boost. So I'm just going to head straight for the SC at the moment. I also want to stay on the road a bit to see if I find them trajectory stones. So it's been comfortable walking there so far. And then straight away I hear a shotgun, or was that a rifle? I think that was a Pioneer 5.56, was it? Oh, 600 meters to go. giving the potatoes a little bit of OP status there. I've given them too much oomph in the sleep manager. Look how white my sleep bar is now from them 2 spuds. I'm hearing my own stream there, so I've just started fighting invisible enemies. That apple needs to appear on its own, because that's going to be dangerous if you're fighting like several zombies and you've got to accept that apple. That's going to cock you right up. So either no apple or apple appears automatically. Oh, this is very brave. Pretty much asked for the bleeding knuckles there, innit? Jeez. See the bandage achievement quest fired, so we need to change that first one to give the apple to be the same, so the bandage just gets delivered. I also need to knock that down to 1 bandage, not 2. This time I'll make it. Right, I'm back in the safe zone, so this time I should make it to the point. That caravan looks quite comfortable, hey? Yeah, I've been looking for some refreshing cold gasoline in my life. Right, that quest appeared to work. Got the food, yep, got quite a nice grub in my bag now. Boy, what's he doing here? Oops, flying quest board. What is with this AI, yeah? So the point of that quest was so that when you get here you can make yourself some food, so a decent, strong food. That was the point of that quest. It's really suspicious there's no frostbite though. I've been on too long to not have frostbite. Two extremities uncovered. I'm sure it's been more than 10 minutes now. I should have some frostbite or something going wrong. I'm definitely past the flu timer. There's a little flu grace period. I'm past crashed, but that should now be ready to go. Let's just stick it doing 2. So those quest rewards should translate into like a boxed meal that keeps him going for the next walk. That's kind of what I was going for. He gets the right bits and bobs to make himself a food box now. That's a Cook Z mod. It's a class little mod that. So I've got everything I need to cook up now. So I should be returned quite an OP little box of food that keeps me going for quite a while. Happy days, crispy fried potato slices. That's got a lot of calories for him in there. That should last a while, that. And I should get a little bit of heat buff from the nice warm items in my pockets. See, they're ruined instantly. Might have been better to just do the 3 sticks, grind them up, fix the 1 bleed, and I've got double the value of the rags. I'm gonna have to do something about this guy. AIs aren't welcome in the safe zones, right? I'd say he's gonna follow me out of the SE and then unload on me with that AK. I've got no bullets for this shotgun and I'm no permissions to be an admin. So night watch was just me trying to quest like 4 night chain quests together where you start off, light the fire, cook the food, put up the tent, get in the tent, sleep, and if you did them all in the right order you get a buff and a reward, but chances are slim. But it's interesting because that quest's only meant to fire at night, and it's like 3:15 p.m. I think, and it's firing that night quest now. Oops, he's quite full of water, forgot about that. So I could combine 2 of these pieces of paper to make a cookbook and get all the recipes of what I can make, but chances of me getting the materials are really slim, and also I might need the paper to burn, so it's like, and theoretically I shouldn't know how to do that yet. I shouldn't know that they combine to make a cookbook. I should have just seen that fried potato box and still be a bit like, what the fuck's with the OP food? As far as I know, given the amount of stuff gone into that box, it should be enough to get you through that 10 quest, but you would have to kip in this SC for this night. If you did walk here at 4:30 p.m, you would be sleeping here tonight. Because of time today, I'm just available because my other job, I'm training some ML bots that I'm waiting for, so I'm not going to sit here all night. I am going to stay here tonight. I'm just going to stay here till he's healthy and warm, log out, go do some XML editing, have to do a few tweaks to the server, and then come back when it's light and get onto that sledgehammer quest. That's my plan anyway. I do know that my other two NPCs in the other two NPC quest giver zones are just nude in their underwear right now, so I'll go and build them a loadout while it's dark. When this gets dark, I'll go build them a loadout. Thankfully my wifey set me up with a little stream now so I can show these things. What I'll probably do is set up another scene in OBS so I can flick to Visual Studio Code or VS Code and show you what's going on there. At the moment it's just been the limits for codecs on GPT have just been made really high, so you can code a lot on your $20 package right now. So if you are interested in coding and that, you can be building out DayZ servers really quick at the moment. I do notice the quirks of GPT-5 with codecs in the CLI is that I would keep codecs and GPT to do anything you want to do to the C code or anything you want to do to the mission files, anything more serious and more boring, and be very specific. Give it the class names, give it exact paths, give it exact instructions, because it tends to be sort of quite literal and it can go fuck up quite easy. Whereas say you're writing creatively for quests, like for example you want to write some quest text, like last night I just had a little mess around where I've turned a few of these to be, I was watching a TV show called Brassic, so I just had that in my mind. So, you know, go take this hammer and give him a proper pasting, you know, just words like that and giving context. So Gemini has got a massive context window, Gemini CLI from Google, so that's good for that. And what I'm thinking is, there's a guy called Zenikist who's got some quite cool mods to record audio and to have the AI speak and to have a few things. I've had a look at his mod and I think I'll run with that and probably give that a go over the next few days. It all just depends how long my training processes take on my trading bots. Once that's finished, I'll need to be on here a lot less. I'm just lucky to be quiet at the moment. But yeah, now it's night time and he's just chilling, you know. There is a lot to be said for utilising the AIs to help you with your DayZ server, because it's easy work for AIs. Like it's not, you know, DayZ code is something you do for a hobby, for fun, for a laugh. Like if you know, it's not really heavy dev and it's not complicated or scary. It's fun. It's kind of what you do when you've played the game too much. You jump into the code. So lots of those tools that you might say, like you might find them a bit weak or a bit annoying when you try and put them to work on your proper code for your job, but when you do something like a hobby type thing, they do actually make it rather good fun and easy to just get into, like smashing out new quests and stuff like that. Things that would usually take like a few hours tend to take me a few minutes now. GPT-5's handy when you're working with your init.c, because it's like it's what's the thing? It's Infusion Engine in it, DayZ. I can't remember, but it's C code, but it's always a little bit off. I don't know exactly what language I'm writing, to be honest. So it never validates and it never works quite as it should. But I noticed GPT-5 seems to have pretty good context about it and seems to be able to get nice things to happen from your init.c file without too much hassle and without too many bugs. A few bugs, but not too many. Nothing you can't fix. But I'm gonna have to speed up this night time because he's nearly at his potatoes, which is meant to get him through the next quest. So the person's gonna get here, spend the night here, go out on the quest, so you can't go out starved. Ah, shit, me fire ran out just as he went to kip him off. I'll let him go to sleep here. Then once he kips, I'll jump offline and go and see why that AI is here and get rid of him, and then crack back on with see if the counting up on the sledgehammer quest. He'll wake up in a minute when he gets too cold, I'd say. The sleepy time, the boring hour. Now I do need that second scene so I can pop my Visual Studio open. I think I'm showing my age when I say Visual Studio, I mean VS Code, sorry. This is the healthiest I've ever been, getting to the safe zone. Never seen so many white icons on the side. It's usually flashy, flashy, deathy, deathy by now. So yeah, must sort the balance and the timers out. Like, he's nearly full of sleep, everything's going well for him, but it's only 8:30 in the PM, so by the time it gets to morning he's going to be fucked. And he see, he's now full, near enough. The only reason he didn't get the buff is because no fire. But now the timer is ticking down really fast on the sleep because it's night time and he's awake, so I have got to sort that out. Got to balance it up. Right, I'm going to call that now and log out. Go do a few tweaks while it's 9. Be back in about an hour for the next stream, testing out whether I've got rid of that AI, and then I'll test out the zombie head cracking with the sledgehammer. Peace out. Bye bye.